I feel a lot of people nowadays are so stuck in their phones and so stuck on what the next guy's doing that they're not even getting into what they want to do and what makes them happy because they're so infatuated within everybody else's life. And to keep in mind, what people are putting out on social media is the best and happiest version of themselves in the best places that they're at. And now
It's
you're
such
gonna
a
sit
joke.
there on your in your room on your phone scrolling and see them in these beautiful locations, big smiles on their face, expensive food, expensive clothes. And you're gonna think, why is that not me? Comparison is the thief of joy. If you're gonna constantly compare yourself to the next man and the next human, how are you going to not only get better yourself, but be productive within life?
So this is so funny. Social media is no representation of what can happen in real life. Say you're, because on social media, people can like not speak to you because of your follower count or your amount of likes or something like that. That person will like not speak to you,
Because
or
of that, it's crazy.
it's nuts, or that girl will like make you seem like you're disgusting. Like you don't even have a chance if she's got 3,000 followers and you got like 200. It's so funny because it's not real life. It's not
not.
what happens. People connect in real life
Agreed.
and that goes from there. Or anyone can be friends with anybody, and social media tries to block that. And it's crazy because social media is always like, oh, we want everyone to get along and we want peace and we want equality.
We want connection.
And it's the biggest separation of people this world has ever created. And it's this world. It's
Because they're
man.
more
It's
on the
man that
phones.
created. It's not God, because God would never make something this profoundly just disgusting. Social media is disgusting. That's why I was off it for a half a year.
Yeah, we
And-
both got off it. 6 months, 7 months.
right.
Man, I feel like that. Me and you compared it to scrubbing your brain clean. It's like washing your brain.
I felt so good, but then I fell in temptation, and I felt like I needed it again for some odd reason, just to connect with people. Which it is. If you're using it, like I use it just to talk to my friends, pretty much. That's the basis of it, not to flex my rollie or whatever. I use it to talk to my friends, to keep in touch with them. That's mainly what I use it for.
It has some good qualities.
That's why I have it. But I will say it's disgusting, and it separates people. It makes people angry at each other. It makes people angry at the world. It makes people addicted to their phones. It's just all bad. It's all bad if you look at it from the normal person's perspective. Not that you're making money off it, not someone who's trying to start a business. The normal, average, everyday citizen looking at social media, it is nothing but bad. It really is. And people will try and say it's not that serious, and I don't agree, because everyone is on social media an unhealthy amount that has it, because it's so addicting, because they feed you these traps that make you just go on it. Every time you're on your phone. Do you even look at the other apps on your phone other than Instagram, Snapchat, or
YouTube.
text? YouTube. You don't even look at the other things.
Whatever has reels.
When you're on your phone, you don't even hesitate. You just go straight to one of them and you start scrolling. You don't even hesitate. And people will say, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's just Instagram." Then why do you feel like you need it all day? Why do you keep checking it so much?
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction. That's why I put it down, because I realize that.
It
is just crazy how disgusting it is. There's nothing good that comes out of it.
And if you want to regulate how much you're doing and how much time you're spending on it, get your screen time and put it as a little widget in the top right of your screen, and you'll see how much time you're wasting. And that's what it is. If you're not creating and putting your kind of content out to the world to see, then at the end of the day, you're wasting your time, because you scrolling and looking for these little cheap dopamine hits and just continuously scrolling, you're wasting your own time. Hours, days, even.
I don't think
Potentially years.
I don't think anybody will. I don't think anybody will actually do the screen time thing. What they need to do is don't use it for a day. Try not to use it. Try not to use Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, or TikTok or whatever you use for a day. Try not to use it for a day and feel how fucked your brain is gonna feel. And you're gonna be in a position where you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm addicted. Because trust me, it feels like quitting nicotine. That shit is crazy. Not for me, because I don't care about it. But even though I don't care about it, it still had a profound effect on my brain. And I was sitting there to myself and I was like, holy shit, I was absolutely addicted. And once I got off it, I felt as if the world was so much more beautiful than it was, and I appreciated everything, and I appreciated nature so much more. And
That's good.
And
A
my
lot of you need
friends, and
this reality.
I could be a lot more present even than I am now, which I'm jealous of my past self, because when I was off social media, I could sit here and pause, and my brain would be clear, and I would be here. Right now, I'm kind of a little fuzzy, but I'm still here. I'm still here enough to be able to be in a mindset where I'm able to speak decently well. But when I was off social media, and I think when you were off social media, we had the best talks, and we wouldn't even have to think, and we would speak sentences way better than we could now. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking for you, but I feel like this is relates.
No, absolutely.
Right.
100%. You're more clear. You're more straight and to the point. You can retrieve your thoughts a little bit faster, because at the time we were doing a lot of self-beneficial things like ice baths. I was reading, doing things like running, and benefiting our mind and our bodies. And when you're doing both, that combination just shows in every aspect of life, within conversation and connection as well. And when you have those genuine connections and conversations, it flows so smoothly, and you're able to just get that thought quick right up front of the tongue and not have to think or draw it and dig deep, because it's just right there. There's not too much fuzz. And a lot of people have, instead of being mindful and aware and present, their mind is just full of garbage.
Right. But they don't think that it is, because everyone else does it. So the normal human mind is just really fuzzy right now. It's really not tapped into what's really going on around you. And when you're off all that stuff, you're not like running around telling people like, "Oh, I'm spiritually lifted." Da, da, da. You're just better in general, and it's fun to attack addictions like that and attack problems in your life and solve them. And it's achieving little goals like that.
It's beautiful.
It feels so good, and
it is good. And a little addiction that I want to hop on is,
you know that hop on an addiction.
No, not hop on or talk about. Sorry, is the hub. I'm not gonna say everything else, but the hub. If you guys are out here typing in, you know what, hub, and clicking play and scrolling through those videos and picking which one you want to see, that is possibly the worst way of getting a dopamine rush or sense, because you're bringing up your dopamine levels so high and then they crash directly after the fact and you feel awful. So I know all of you back here have this tough addiction and are stuck on this app, this website that is nothing but the devil, honestly. If you look at this,
100%.
it is the devil. And it is feeding into all of our generation, the youth, even the generation ahead of us, the older people. There's people that are so stuck on this website that they could potentially not even go 2 or 3 days without it. And once you get to that point, you have to really dial back and look at yourself through the mirror and say, wow, what am I doing? Now, that's a little bit harsh, but it's the truth.
It is the truth. And I'm gonna butt in a little bit here. I feel like you were finishing up your point.
Yeah,
Sorry if I interrupted you. But I'm gonna go with a little bit of a Christian point of view. Lust is the biggest form of temptation that we face as God fearing men and women. I feel like that's the biggest
Agreed.
temptation. And the hub, as Derek just stated, is the biggest resource to go and break that fight against that temptation. But it's so strong and it's so hard to resist, especially when, put into lack of better words, you ain't getting none. It's tough. When you ain't getting none,
And it's so easy
it's
to type in.
so accessible. It's so easy. There never used to be anything like that. At least in the 80s, you had to go steal a Playboy and
A magazine.
fucking hide it under your bed, and that shit was like, it wasn't near as crazy as the shit you can type in exactly what you want and just become hooked on it. It's
Hooked.
so, you have to stop doing things that you just like to do all the time. It's so important. If it's really, you can tell it's messing with your brain, even though you like it, like, say, the vaping or the hub or
Social media doom
social
scrolling.
media doom scrolling. Although it is fun, you have to stop. You have to stop. You have to at least know that you can stop yourself.
And if you can't stop, limit it as much as you possibly can.
But I feel as if you can't limit it. You can't. I
Agreed.
feel
Agreed.
like people who try and only half cheat on a diet always go back to just not doing the diet. Cut it off completely and see
Cold
if you
turkey.
and see if you can handle it. And if you can't handle it, then you know you got a problem. And if you want to just run back on it, then that's on you. And then you're gonna be
In the same spot you were yesterday.
You're gonna be a schmuck in this world if you can't test yourself and take away things that you like and see things that you like that have no benefit towards you. I'm not saying take away the gym. I'm saying take away doom scrolling, take away the hub, take away all that garbage. And if you can't live without it, that's how you know, wow, from the outside looking in at myself, I'm a schmuck. I need to fix that. I think that's absolutely fair. And if you don't get that for some reason, I kind of feel bad for you, because why wouldn't you want to quit the hub? Why wouldn't you want to quit doom scrolling? Why wouldn't you want to quit, what was the other one we talked about? The vapes. Why wouldn't you want to quit that? I don't get it. I don't get it personally.
Because it's not serving a purpose.
It's bringing you down so much more than you realize. I was an absolute loser. People can attest when they saw me in high school. I was such a loser. Even a little bit outside, I was such a loser. But then when I started putting all these things into practice that I'm saying now, I promise you, it will help you become such a better person. And I hope people can see this, and I can at least help one person even get halfway there.
Absolutely. If you can change one person's life just today, start now. Okay? Get off the social media.
Keep YouTube, though, so you can
Keep
watch
YouTube-
this.
Yeah, keep YouTube. Watch this. Hey, the podcast, some of them are beneficial, such as this
No,
one.
at least
right
keep
here.
YouTube, because YouTube can be very beneficial to you. If you just,
And what
even
we-
if you just want to catch up on a show or watch some motivational content, I think YouTube is very important.
And what we also did at this time when we did the social media cleanse, which we should probably do again since we're talking about it, is we got on YouTube and the shorts, we would just click the top right and say, not interested, I think it was, and it would go away. So then the shorts that you would have, it would just go away, and then you'd have the long form content. And you would, if you're following the right people and you're not following the schmuck, so to speak, you're going to have really good quality content that you can learn and gain knowledge from.